Go ahead.
I'm announcing that today we're filing a lawsuit against Donald Trump.
This lawsuit probably is due from the start because the Attorney General that is bringing it, she bragged about doing so.
Oh, we're going to do this. This is going to be a real pain in the ass.
Before she launched anything resembling an official investigation.
It's a frivolous lawsuit.
There may be some problems in the lawsuit. Letitia James has politicized this investigation. She campaigned on Vote for Me and I'll nail Donald Trump. She has fundraised on it.
It's hard for me not to conclude it's a political hit job. This is a woman who campaigned for office, saying it, promising she was going to go after Trump.
The Trump's argument here is not absurd, it's not ridiculous. The crux of their argument is we have been politically targeted by this Attorney General, Letitia James. And you know what? They're right. And that's not a matter of opinion or speculation. That's a matter of fact.
Prosecutors should know when they take the job, they need to be more careful about talking about politics.
Even the New York Times pointed out how weak her allegations are.
Letitia James has a real big problem proving fraud against the former president.
She'll go after anyone to advance her political career.
I will get Donald Trump. Just vote for me. Vote for me. Then she gets him. Let's see, what has Trump done wrong? Done nothing wrong. That's why it's gone on for years and years. No victim. There's no victim except Trump. And let me tell you, the judge we have in the case is even worse than her. We got a judge who's a radical left lunatic. He's treated us so horribly and unfairly. There's never been anything like what's happened to me. There's never been. But you know what? We will persevere. We're going to do very well. But they treated us very unfairly in New York. And I think it all comes down from Washington. They're telling these locals to go after. They failed. They're telling these locals to go down and get Trump. It shouldn't be allowed to happen in this country. This should not be allowed to happen. In the Manhattan DA's office, a number of prosecutors actually quit. I love these people, whoever they may be. They quit because they thought I was being treated unfairly. Can you imagine prosecutors quitting? But I actually gained a certain respect for the DA and for the office because of the stance they took. The previous weak and ineffective DA, a guy named Cyrus Vance, by the way, whose father gave away the Panama Canal for $1 in perhaps the worst business deal in history. Might be the worst deal ever made. After we lost 25,000 people to malaria, the mosquitoes, and billions of dollars to build it many, many years ago. And by the way, today it's one of the most successful enterprises anywhere in the world. Those ships are coming across from China and from every place you can imagine. And they're paying Panama a fortune. Money that should be going to us. In what could only happen to Donald Trump, there was actually a Hillary Clinton lawyer with a Hillary Clinton law firm. This could only happen to me, I'm telling you. Nobody. All these great politicians, it's never going to happen to you people. Maybe a little bit. Maybe you'll have one investigation or two, but you won't have hundreds. You won't have hundreds. You know, if I fly over a Democrat state, I get a subpoena. I tell my pilots, please, just fly. These people are sick. But this was a Hillary Clinton lawyer. Think of this. Her lawyer, her law firm, who moved into the Manhattan District Attorney's office and worked for the Manhattan District Attorney, brought his staff along to try and have me prosecuted. How would you like that? So her lawyer actually moved into the prosecutor's office. The lawyer from Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, and Garrison was working for the Manhattan DA. Is that legal? They may have a major liability. And this was so deeply unethical and wrong. And I think it was illegal, but what do I know? He stayed there for over a year to find any way to get Trump. And you know what? He failed. That just shows you how clean we are. I have a friend who's very smart, very big business person, many of you in America. He said, you have to be the most honest person in the world to have survived all of these investigations for years and years. True. But I believe the current DA threw him out. I think they threw him out. They saw how unfair it was when the current DA was elected. He saw how unfair it was. But the fact is, he and others, really, you look at this guy, this lawyer, he failed because we've done nothing wrong, and he worked so hard. It's so unethical. Think of it. Hillary Clinton's lawyer and law firm, they moved into the Manhattan DA's office to get me. And it took us a while. We said, who is this maniac? It turned out to be Hillary Clinton's lawyer. So I don't think any of you will have a problem like that one. But the true victims are the people dying on the streets of New York, which New York's racist attorney general does absolutely nothing about. She only wants to get Trump. So just think of it. They're coming after me fast and furious, not because I did anything wrong, because I didn't. I think they're taking their orders from Washington. But only because they're trying to hurt me as a candidate. And the millions and millions of people, we had 75 million people. I think it was much higher than that. I think it was much higher.